remember the very first time you were in love? Not you. Well, I don't. Until recently, my 18-year-old daughter announced she had a boyfriend. Daddy, his name is Ronnie and he's so cute and you'll meet him tomorrow. Am I? Every father with a daughter fears that day. The moment that a young brat enters your home and challenges your position. I've been thinking a lot about this, but the only thing that I could think of now was I should have sent her to a nunnery at the age of 12. This one. Or no, I will buy a chastity belt. Or maybe I will sit in between them in the sofa with my sleeveless shirt, honing my knives, and tell him, I'm not afraid to go to prison. Again. But it might be wiser to talk to my wife, so I asked her, honey, do you remember the very first time you were in love? Oh, she says, reminds me. I wanted to throw myself at my lover constantly. I still don't remember. Oh, it was my predecessor. One of my, okay. The next day, the doorbell rings and a shy young man stands in front of me, holding an enormous bouquet of flowers and a little paper. He comes into the house, hands over the flowers to my wife and says, spontaneously, oh wow, your beauty exceeds your daughter's description. No, you are not welcome. But my wife's rosy cheeks showed that Mr. Charming was welcome, and he was invited to dinner. So now I could fire away my prepared questions. Questions like, what do your parents do, moron? But he looked at this paper and he beats me to it. And he says, Carl, what do you consider to be your greatest achievement in life? Okay, let me see. Oh, I once participated in a Toastmaster division contest. But he looks at me as if I'm talking about a re-entry program for ex-convicts. Now you of all people know how that feels. My daughter joins in. Oh, I remember. Wasn't that the time we had the blackout? It's timed and filmed on YouTube. It's called 7.5 Minutes of Silence. My wife comes to the rescue and says, young man, the greatest achievement in our life is, of course, our daughter. I know that. And then she winks at me. But tell me, young man, what are your plans with our daughter? Oh, now I remember. Flashback. Years ago, I was in that exact same situation as Ronnie. But I gave the perfect answer. I said, Mom, she brings out the best in me. That was 25 years ago. But my future mother-in-law responded, oh yeah? Why is it then, young man, that for the last 10 minutes you've been rubbing your foot over mine? But back to the situation with Ronnie, because his answer is even more dramatic. He takes his paper and says, my plans with your daughter are, I want to be in her. Oops, I want to be with her. My wife and daughter are speechless. They don't know what to think. They get up, leave the room and start doing the dishes, which is bizarre because normally I do the dishes. I almost feel sorry for Ronnie. But not really. Do you know how a cat plays with its prey? Ronnie! Now you're here, I have a couple of questions. Do you put your pencil in or with ink? Always confused about that. Oh, and if you ever think about joining Toastmasters next Thursday, we'll boost your confidence, and you can go with me. So this young man is completely puzzled. He gets out of the room and we never hear about him again, obviously. And of course, I'm not naive. I know that someday some other Ronnie will enter my home, challenge my position, unless he knocks himself out. So I asked a friend who is a doctor, why is it that I hate that boyfriend? And there seems to be a scientific explanation for that. The first is that the boyfriend is a fail mirror. Do you consider me a failure? Don't ask my wife. Thank you. The second thing is that he's the enemy of my kingdom. But I made that perfectly clear. And the third thing is that I am programmed to kill the boy. So he got away pretty easy. Now, let there be no misunderstanding. I want you all to know about this story and to tell it to other boys. Because at some point, if another boy wants to hook up with my daughter, know this, you are not welcome.